Hi, welcome to the 21st interview of God, Gold, and Glory. Today I'm here with Shai Curtis, who is a Division III wrestler and actually just took fourth at the national championship, which is awesome. Just to get into it, how'd you first get into wrestling?
So I grew up in a wrestling household. My dad was a coach, and I hated it because I had to sit at the tournaments. And then on just like a whim, like freshman year of high school, I wanted to try it out because I was like, I'm not sitting at more of these. Like, I want to try this, just see what it's about. And I went out for the team and I tried it and I loved it. I fell in love with like my first match. Like, it was awesome.
Nice. Looking back, what do you think separates your mindset now from when you first started competing?
When I first started competing, I'd say I was a lot more afraid. Like now I'm like really excited to go compete. I love competing. I was more timid when I started.
Gotcha. And really, you started freshman year, even though your dad was a
Yeah.
coach?
Yeah, so my dad coached our youth teams and
Okay.
then he had just stepped down from like coaching that. He was like stepping back because he didn't have any more kids in youth, really. Well, he did, but he didn't want to coach the last one in youth. Like wanted to kind of just feel it out as we went through. And he didn't end up coaching me. I ended up going through our high school coach, which was Tyler Lenovich. And he was like a family friend. Like all the wrestling coaches, all of us kids, we were all like real tight. So it was cool.
Nice. All right. If you had to describe your faith in one word, what would it be?
Hmm. I'm gonna go bold because I want that's like what I want it to be.
Mhm.
And that's like my goal for it. Like especially like online with social media with wrestling, like bold.
Mhm. Well, that's how I, like, found you. One of your videos was, like I can't remember what you exactly said, where it's like, "Oh, when you start wrestling free, because you realize, like, pressure's off, it's all in
Yeah,
God's hands," and I was like,
it
"Oh my
is.
gosh, that's perfect."
It really is. It came to me right before the match because I was sitting there and I was praying, I was talking to God, and He's like, "Hey," like, and like it was just like that realization, like, "You got me. What else? Like, what more in life? Like, do I really need like a win's a win? Like, at the end of the day,
Yeah,
nobody's gonna remember it in 10 years. Like,
mhm,
like
yeah.
that's the thing that matters."
Can you tell me a little bit about your faith background? Like, how are you raised? How'd you come to your
Yeah.
beliefs?
So I was raised in a Christian household. My father was a pastor. My mom was a worship leader, and after our the church we were in ended up closing to due to circumstances and um with that like we started going to like different churches and stuff, but I'm a firm believer that you can be raised in a Christian household and not be a Christian.
Mhm,
And I truly came to like my faith my sophomore year of high school. I just hit like a really low in life and I just was like I knew stuff about God. Like I'd been raised up. I knew like all of it, but I didn't like have that like truly relationship or like that true like
mhm.
belief. So, like, I went to, like, the one thing I did know, and ever since, like, it's been, me and God real tight. Like,
Yeah, because I feel like especially when you talk to people who were raised in a Christian household, there's always, like they believed it or, like, had that set of values, and then so they'd switch, and it's like, "Oh, that was your testimony or moment or whatever," whereas, like, the beliefs became yours.
yes, exactly. Exactly that.
Um, so were you an athlete first or a person of faith first, do you feel?
Probably an athlete. I probably was my freshman year of high school. Like, like I said, I
Mhm,
understood, like, what it was. I understood how it worked. Like, and I thought I believed it, like, thought I had that, but then, like, it really just took me hitting, like, a real low in life, and I don't even remember what necessarily it was. I think it was just a mix of a whole bunch of things, and
mhm.
then, like, I truly found it.
Do you feel like your relationship with athletics changed when you had that switch? Like, did that change for you?
Not immediately, but Like, it has. So, I would put a lot of my identity into wrestling, at least in the past I had, and which when you put your identity in a sport, it's really hard because a loss hits you very hard, or
Mhm.
you underperform and, like, maybe your season's over, and it's like, "Man, that's my identity," like, you put your worth in it
You don't know
almost.
who you are when it's over and
Yeah. Yeah. And there's definitely other things you can put your identity into, like school or, like, et cetera,
mhm,
but once I did meet Christ, like, I started, like, like, I didn't know immediately, but, like, I started, like, reading my Bible, like, learning about it, and I was like, "There's so much more to life than just, like, this sport," like, it almost feels shallow, like, once you actually, like, start learning about it, you're like, "Oh, well, what the heck?" Like, it's just another thing I can do, which now, like, I can use my sport and, like, my social media to help, share what I do have, like, what I have learned. It's really
mhm,
cool.
yeah, and I feel like that's such a cool contrast with, like, obviously you did it, you were able to, wrestle in college, which is so many people's dream, but so many people are like or as athletes, we're told, like, "You need to hate losing." Like, if
Yeah.
you are okay going out there and losing, like, you're not gonna make it, but then still having the belief that, like, even if I do lose, it's okay, like, it's not
Yes.
all-encompassing for your value.
Yeah, I had a hard one with that one this last weekend because, well, we had, the NCAA, regional and the NCAA championships that are coming up here. I ended up getting beat out day 2 of NCAA regionals, like, if I had won the next 3 matches in a row, I would've gone nationals, like, the first national championships, and that would've been so stinking cool, but I ended up losing in, like, the last, like, 2 minutes of my match, like, like, and that's, like, a hard hit because it ended
Mhm,
my season, and I was like, "Man," I was real bummed out, and then I was, like, sitting there and 'cause I went and sat in the hall and I was like I prayed, I was, like, talking to God, I was like, "Man, this sucks." I was like, but, like, at the same time, like, I'm here, like, it's been, I think, 2 days, and I'm like, "I'm okay." Like, in past years, this would've crushed me for weeks, like, but now I'm like, "Okay, it's okay." You know what? We have this beautiful opportunity to, like, keep growing, and also, like, it's not necessarily the end of the world anymore, like, we're raised up, like, "Oh my gosh, you got beat out, that's the end of your season. It's the end of the world." Like,
mhm,
like it's not. It's really nice.
yeah, and again, you're allowed to, like, play more free and, like, there's no pressure, you're just going out there, you can have fun with it,
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
how does your religion show up in day-to-day training?
Day-to-day training. Hmm. I know definitely, like, how I try to treat all of my teammates is a big thing. Cause I know in the past, like, I don't know if you have younger siblings, but, like, I have younger siblings, and, like, I
Yep,
feel like teammates get close like siblings, and you know how it's so easy to just, like, mistreat a sibling or mistreat somebody so close to you. Like, as
mhm,
wrestlers, we're spending a lot of time with these people that are super close to us, like 24/7. Like, my roommate's one of my teammates, like, always with them. Like, it's like a sister, like a brother, like,
mhm,
and like it's super hard to almost treat them how Christ would in some situations. Like, I feel like that's a big thing for me. Like, like trying actively hard, really not to like participate in like the gossip or participate in the drama or even like just freak out on a teammate, like try to love on them instead of doing what like a lot of people would do. Like, that's a big thing for me. And then I participate in Fellowship of Christian Athletes too. So like at like once, twice a week we meet and like we talk about Jesus, we read our Bible, like like that's another thing, like how it shows up like in that kind of day to day like walk
yeah.
and like practice and like school kind of thing.
That's cool that there's, like, an organization like that,
Yeah.
or, like, the
I
club.
actually run the social media right now for ours.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Hey, props to you.
Yeah.
Are there routines, prayers, or rituals you use before competing?
Okay, so for me, I am a big like journaler. I journal out my feelings. I journal out a lot of strong feelings just in general in life. And then like I have a wrestling journal and before matches, like I'll write down like my weight, my sleep. I write my prayers out. It helps me a lot. Helps me regulate them out. So I'll
Mhm.
write out my prayer and I'll sit there and like talk to God for maybe 5, 10 minutes. And I'm like, okay, like here's how I feel, God. Like maybe I am a little nervous. Like, hey, like, I got you, like, we're walking through it with him, and then, yeah, I just, like, pray like, it's honestly kind of like a big journal of prayers and, like, "Okay, here's what happened in my match, like, we're gonna go in this one next one together," like, one of my favorites is, like, just, like, praying that God helps me, like, honor him no matter the outcome, like, first and foremost, like, I'm like, that's a big thing I'm trying to do more
Yeah,
because I really want to, you know, like, it's like why wrestle for me when I can wrestle for him? And like showing me ways that I can do that, like just praying that he helps me honor him in my match, after my match, before my match. Like that all goes right into like my journal, like that goes into my prayers. Like that's a big thing for me. Um I also pray with teammates, like, at the beginning of the tournament before we we have all on-site weigh-ins. So, like, we weigh in, we start eating food, like, we drink our water, you know, and then, like, I'm like, "Hey, you guys wanna pray really quick?" So, like, me, Mia, Kinley, like, Ryan, sometimes we all, like, sit down and we pray, like and that's another like, it's just grounding, it's, like, all of us together just, seeking the Lord.
yeah. And I feel like with the journaling, like it's always so helpful to like get all the thoughts bouncing around and like write it down. You can like see it and not
Mhm.
necessarily the manifestation, but just being like, it is true. It'll be okay. He's there, all that kind of stuff.
It is. I also have, like I haven't done it with my new ones yet, but with all my old wrestling shoes, I'd write down, like, my favorite verses. Like, I had Matthew 6:34 on there. It's like, "Do not worry, like, about the future," like or, like, tomorrow, because tomorrow has so much to worry about in itself, like, it's
Mhm.
got so much trouble of its own, like, don't worry, like, I'd have it on the side of my shoe, and then I can't remember what it was, but it's the one, like the ones who trust in the Lord, like, they walk and not grow weary, run and not go faint, like, soaring wings like eagles, like, just
Yeah.
those 2, like, when I'd be, like, putting my shoes on, like, another just, like, reminder. That's another little
Mhm.
thing.
Yeah. Just being able to like think of the words. Like that's something that helps me is like I'll like think of my verses and I'll just repeat them like it's okay,
Yes.
therapeutic.
Yeah, it
When
is.
preparing for a competition, what role does faith play in your mindset?
When preparing, like, practicing or, like
Or like when you know you've got a big tournament coming up, like and you're
okay,
leading up to that kind of thing.
yeah, I already try not to think about, like, this competition, kind of in everyday in practice, like, my goal is to prep for, like, the end of the year, like, my goal is, like, "Okay, I'm gonna work so hard that, like, I'm just gonna keep going," you know? So, like, I trust in my training, I've got trust in my training, like, "Okay, my training's here, that's gonna be alright." But, honestly, I try not to think about it too much, like, right up until I think I give myself up until about weigh-ins. Right after I weigh in, that's when I, like, kind of flip my switch, and I open my journal and I start journaling, you know? But, like, that's when I allow myself to start really thinking about, like, how we're gonna go about the day. Um, like, don't get me wrong, I get nervous like everybody else, like, everybody gets nervous before a big tournament, but, I mean, more recently, like, I went into regionals not nervous, like, I just was like, "Alright, we're here. Alright, now we're gonna pray. Like, we're gonna pray, we're gonna do this." Um, yeah, but I also, like, I'm trying to think of any other ways, like, in the actual week. I, like, really write out these prayers, like, I physically write them out. I have one of my, like, note cards next to me, and, like, I'll just, like, write out my prayer, and, like, it helps me, like, get my ideas out, and then, like,
Mhm.
it just helps me regulate it so well, like, I don't really know what else
No,
I do,
I
I
did the
guess.
same thing. Like before Nogi World in December, I wrote like for the whole week. I wrote um my identity is found in God alone. I wrote that so many times just to like,
Ooh,
it's
I
okay,
love that.
whatever happens, like it's found in God alone. This medal doesn't find me, and just I just wrote it
Ooh.
over and over and over. Probably wrote it like almost over 300 times in the week leading
Oh,
up to it.
wow.
Cause yeah, just I was like, "Oh, I need to write
That's
this. I need to like say
that
it,
is
think it, and
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah. That and, like, trusting the outcome, like, okay, everything's happening for a reason, like, I, like, yeah, I just am, like, such a strong believer in, like, everything's happening for a reason, and, like, we don't necessarily know why,
Mhm.
and you
Yep.
never know, because maybe this phone call doesn't happen if I win X match or I lose X match, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's,
Mhm.
like, all these things that are coming in together, and, like, they're all developing you to be the believer that you are right now. And, like, you never know, like, that loss, maybe that's to help guide you back in or, like, because like, you're like, everybody, like, leans astray every once in a while, and they're, like, gotta, like, weave back in, you know? It's
Mhm.
all, like, working together to kinda build you and the you are right now. So, like, also, like, that mental preparation of no matter what happens, like, you're growing, and, like, that's something that's so exciting too, like, as
Mhm.
scary as it is.
Yeah. I feel like I hear so I do jujitsu, and something people say a lot is like competition makes you so much better. And I agree with that, but my philosophy is like because it's not like wrestling where it's like you're going to all these comps and meets and you're doing all these things. It's like if you want to compete, you can do this. So many coaches are like, you should compete, it makes you better. And I think it does because of the work that goes in before the competition. Like when you break it down for jiu-jitsu, you might have a competition once every 2 months, maybe, like if you're traveling to compete and stuff. And so it's like you put in a 2-month camp. Maybe you'll compete on the mats for like 10 minutes, but it's
Yeah.
like those 10 minutes really didn't change anything, but it's the 2-month camp that you did. And so it's like the lead up, that's still progress that you made. That's still something you're going to walk away with at the end.
Yeah. And you're almost using that 10 minutes to determine your next 2-month lead up to
Yeah.
your next 10.
Hmm. Exactly. You get it. Or I've also had someone on the interviews before who's like, it's never not worked out. It didn't feel like it. Things felt like they went wrong, but like when you look back, you're like, oh, everything actually worked out the way that it should have and needed
Yeah,
to.
exactly. Like, I lost in the state finals my senior year, so I took second. I was heartbroken. Like,
Oh.
I knew it was gonna be okay. Like, I was like praying. I was like, God, I've been training for years for this. Like,
Hmm.
but like, I would not be the person I am today if I had won that state final. Like, it taught me so many little things. Or my sophomore year of high school, I blew my knee out. And like I could like it was my regional final, I blew my knee out. And I finished the season, but I went through over another year of like physical therapy. I ended up having a reconstructive surgery, like and it seems like it's such like this awful thing that's happening, but like it like completely changed like the trajectory of probably my life because like it's just insane like just like the growth you get from these things that seem so awful.
Hmm. Yep.
It's cool.
In such a tough sport, how do your beliefs help with pressure, nerves, or setbacks?
I definitely like I know the prayer helps so much with my pressure and like my nerves. I know like like the reel I made the other day where it's like you realize like okay, this is just one small thing in this big world,
Hmm.
and within all that, as long as I have Christ, like I've already won over this world already. And it's like, okay, so now in this small thing, let me lead others, let me show others the light of Christ, you know? And
Yeah.
like that helps so much with that like pressure aspect, like pressure to win. Okay, well, I don't have to necessarily win to show others how Christ would act. Like it's that coming off the mat with like good attitude. We're treating like that other opponent with like respect. Like we're just like loving on people. I'm a big lover of people. I love people. And like or even like when you post on social media, because I know a lot of people post like after they like do a tournament, like either like a little Instagram story or like like a little Facebook post or like a Instagram post, and they like post like how they did or you know and like
Mhm.
being able to show like thanking God in that like you can use there's so many like ways to use it um and like when you realize like okay, I could win, I could lose, I have Jesus, I can represent him, like the pressure kind of just like starts to melt off.
Mhm.
um but you were asking how I also did this, right?
Yeah.
um I listen to a lot of worship music. I okay, I can get with like like the slow like raise your hands like listen to like your worship music, but then like right before like when I do the pump, I listen to like Christian like rap or like R&B and like
Mhm.
I don't know, some people diss on it. I love it. It's like
It's
so
great.
awesome because there's some like really good stuff in there. Like if you think about specific like lyrics in there, like he is on my side. Like that's like the first thing that comes to my mind. Like it's like one of the songs by I think KB. And it's like he is on my side. Like, okay, I'm fighting with God here. Like we're literally like we're here together. We're fighting. Like just like those kind of things. And like I really listen to the lyrics of these songs like before my matches. Like I listen to the lyrics. Of course, they got like a good bumpy beat like that I can like bounce around, warm up with. But
Mhm.
like just like that reminder, they're like little reminders like
Yeah.
from that faith aspect that really helped like ease my nerves and like really prep me for comp.
Mhm. And it's like, I feel like that ties in with taking the pressure off because it's like you're thinking about God and your relationship with Jesus as opposed to like what's about to come with the match itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Has there been a moment where faith carried you through injury, doubts, or loss?
Yes. I kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I had that reconstructive knee surgery and it was a really dark time, kind of, because I definitely still, like, even though I am a believer, I still do struggle. Like, I'm
Mhm.
very far from perfect. I do struggle with putting my identity in my sport. Like, I feel like that's a very common thing for wrestlers, like athletes in general.
Mhm.
And
Well, again, you're
with,
kind of taught that you can't. Like,
yeah,
you need to
it's like
care or
you almost have to literally sell your soul to be good. And
Mhm.
that shouldn't be like that. Um, but with that, I had that knee surgery and I couldn't wrestle for 9 months. And I was gonna get back into the season late my senior year. Like our season in Michigan started in November and it ends in March. And I was projected to get back in December as long as everything went to plan. And this is my senior year, so it's like I have a lot of pressure because
Mhm.
I had placed 4 times at this point at state, and like there's a lot of pressure. Like you want to go place again, you want to go try to win it, obviously, and
Mhm.
like I had really good odds at winning it if I could just get on the mat. But obviously, I was not on the mat for a very long time, like 9 months, and I was worried everybody was lapping me and stuff. But in all of this, like I really got into like my Bible and like over that 9 months, like I got in my Bible like I had never been in my Bible before. Like it was just amazing. And like once you just start reading, like God just starts revealing stuff to you. And like I grew so much in my faith, like just complete like change. This is like that big trajectory change in my life where it's like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, like I did not realize some of this. And like it just like it definitely like helped me so much like being in my word reading like I got involved in my local church more while I was literally in crutches like I couldn't wrestle I couldn't do much but like I started getting more involved in the church and like being involved with your church community I believe is a very important thing to be because
Mhm.
those are your people like the church on earth like the people man they're so important just like in so many aspects they just help you out so much but like with that setback, like, it was just such a spiritual comeback.
Mm.
Yeah. And, like, obviously, I came back. I fought my way back. Like, I made it. And then I ended up taking second, which was another big, like, setback where I was like, man, I just, like, I went through 9 months of, like, healing and, like, so much training, like, pushing it so hard just to take second, like, and I was bummed out. But then, like, obviously, like, going back to God, like, okay, God, like, it was for a reason.
Fine.
Like, let's keep going. Like, let's keep going. Like, now let's
Yeah.
now let's work freestyle. Let's go to college. Like that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me, again, one of the other people I had interviewed, he had like a similar knee injury. I think he like had surgery or whatever it was. And during the time he was off the mats, he went to like seminary school, like during the time he was off
Oh,
the mat. So it's like
that's
it just
cool.
yeah. And so like now he's a pastor and he's like doing his thing. He owns a jiu-jitsu gym, so it's like he's doing fine.
Wow.
But yeah, it's
That is
crazy
so
how it
cool.
works out.
Yeah, when I was down, I started my social media. I started it because I started initially doing like footwork Friday, and that lasted for literally 2 Fridays. Like, I never did footwork Friday again. Because it was like I was like towards the end of it. I don't know, like not end of my PT, but like I was just getting into footwork and I was just getting into running and stuff. And I was
Mhm.
like, I want to start social media because I already made reels like every once in a while, and like I just
Yeah.
had so
They're
much
just
fun with
fun to
it.
make too.
Yes.
Um, when you win, how do you connect face to that victory?
So I hmm, I feel like I go back to my journal and I do journal about the actual win, but I feel like I don't start celebrating the actual wins until after the end of the tournament. In the sense, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, usually, like, once I win, I like focus on. I'm like, okay, let me refuel. I'm journaling, like, ready for the next one,
Hmm.
ready for the next match. Um, I mean, more recently, I'm so proud of myself for this one. I'm like, I've been like genuinely like, thank you so much. Like, sit down, I pray. Like, I'm like, thank you so much, God. Like, thank you for this opportunity to wrestle. Thank you for a healthy body. Like, thank you for good teammates, good team. Like, thank you so much that I've just had this opportunity, right? And like asking like for safety in the next one. Like, like thanking him. And then my favorite, I love doing this. I love like the like thank you so much God for this tournament or like for this. And I try to like put it as like the first line of every like one of my little posts. Like when I like post about winning or something or like I post about a tournament. I did it in my most recent one like I think it was like thank you so much God for this opportunity to wrestle or something like that. And
Hmm.
like that's also a way to like thank him and like show it publicly too. Cause like I think it's very important to do it privately too. Like it's very important because it's
Yeah.
between you and God. It's a very intimate thing to do. But like that one I do love to do. I just like get like, ooh, other people are gonna see that. Like
Hmm.
yes.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, how about in losses? Do your beliefs change the way you process them?
Well, they I'd say in losses, like it's still another like go straight back, like, all right, God. Like I've been doing better lately. Like on the like thank you so much. Like just like literally thanking him. Like he gave me this body to wrestle with. He gave me this opportunity. I've now got an opportunity to grow from. Like, like literally I thank God and I'm like, okay, now we're gonna like it's like that thank God and like what are we gonna do now? Like, and same thing in the losses. You shouldn't like be conditional about thanking God. Like you should thank God like in the losses and the wins. It's like the same thing in my brain. Like I'm like, all right, I'm here. I'm breathing. I have a functioning body and I have this beautiful opportunity. I might as well thank God, like whether I win or lose. Because when you win, yeah, you win. Like that's awesome. But when you lose, you also win because you're getting this beautiful opportunity to like focus in again on like, okay, what do I need to fix? Because it's like if you always win and you have nothing to fix, like what's the point? Like,
Sounds
like
boring.
it does sound kind of boring. Like I love the training. I love the drilling. I love practice. Like you get this opportunity to learn where you can get better, and, like, it's a beautiful process if you really think about it, like, you're constantly getting better, and, like, you can thank God for that too, like, I thank God for it all, I'm like, "Thank you so much," because even, like, I think about it, a year and a half ago, I, like, couldn't wrestle because I was, like, in crutches or, like, like, it's crazy to think about.
Mhm. Yeah, again, I keep going back to all the old interviews, but Kamal Kirk, he was saying God could never bless us again, and it would still be enough. Like just Jesus alone, like that, boom.
Yeah,
Everything else is gravy. Everything else is little extra.
it's awesome.
Exactly. Um, is there a story or moment we haven't touched on that best shows how religion and athletics intersect for you?
Hmm. Can you say that one more time?
Yeah. Is there a story or moment we haven't really touched on that best shows how religion and athletics intersect for you? Like mine would probably be the best I ever competed was I listened to my hype up music, I listened to my rap, but then like 20 minutes before I competed, I prayed my rosary. And like that was the best I competed. And so just
Oh,
again, like calming down, but also praying and stuff.
okay. Man. Like, I got, like I'm, like, trying to think of one specific moment, at least. I really liked that recent one I had, but we touched on that. Oh, man. This one's a hard one to think about. I should have had my little journal. I left it in my locker in the locker room. Oh my goodness. One more. Oh man, this one's hard. So I do know, like, I don't know on that one, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. I know, like, it's so, like, mixed into my life. Like, my life right now is like I go to school, I go to church, and I wrestle. And that's like it. Like, I do not do a ton right now. Like, now that wrestling season's over, I gotta kind of figure out what I'm doing. I got a job now. But um like it's so like intermingled in, like, because it's like truly a fight between the three, my faith, my job, and not my job, I'm sorry, my faith, my school, and wrestling. So like it's so intermingled. I feel like I love the opportunities that having faith and being in this sport have given me. Like it's just brought me so many like real like friendships, like especially through the faith part. Like I joined FCA back in high school when we had one at my high school. And then I saw that we had one at the college and I immediately was like, "Oh, I have to go. I have to go." And it's brought me so many like real like friends like that are like actually like in the faith.
Mhm.
And yeah, like it's brought me friends, mentors, you name it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's not necessarily like a huge story, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, because I feel like I'm honestly not a super introverted or extroverted person, like, tend to be very quiet, but, like, some of my best friends end up being, like, my competitors or, like, some of my biggest supporters are the girls I competed against, and so just yeah, having that connection, I get it.
Mhm. That's another thing. Oh, actually, I do have one. You
Oh,
reminded me. So my friend Gracie, we used to be like sworn enemies, always competing against each other. Gracie Berry. Um, and then my senior year, I went 110 and she went 115. So we start working together, right? Like we're driving 2 hours to go practice together. Because like in my opinion, she's the best girl in the state, almost at my weight. Like so we're working together. And then we get down to state and like I am so nervous. Like I'm in the state finals. I've like never been on this big stage, right? This is gonna be her second time. This will be my first time. And I'm like my coach Tracy Hubbard, our assistant coach at that time, he goes, "All right, you two are both like, we're like shaking, we're like terrified, you know." He's like, "All right, come on." So we walk around, and like for the setup, they had like the mats out front, stadium around mats, and then we had like a curtain. So we walk around the curtain, and we go out to the middle mat, and we sit down, and the three of us just pray. And I don't know how to tell you, but like there's like the nerves, like they start melting, like the piece just starts washing over. You know, like it is just like
Mhm.
it was such a public like display to start just to pray in front of, like there's probably a couple thousand people just sitting in the stands right now. Like there's a lot of thousands of people that are gonna be there in like an hour, but like just like that like little public like moment where we're sitting there on the middle of the mat where we're about to go wrestle, like we sit down and pray, like I loved that moment, just, like, with wrestling and all of that.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to send you it. It's
Okay.
awesome.
That's so cool. Anything else before we close out?
No, I thank you so much for having me on your podcast video. Like, I think this is so stinking cool what you're doing, and I
Thank you
just,
so
like,
much for
pray
being
that
a
it
part
keeps.
of it.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Thank you. All right. This was God, Gold, and Glory.